Raw kicks off with Drew McIntyre in the ring, stick in hand. Drew says he doesn't need to explain himself after he cost Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes the tag team titles last week. Drew believes that if you're a fan of his, you'll understand why he did what he did, and justifies his actions, saying at least he wasn't a coward. He looked Jey in the eyes before hitting him with a claymore. Drew gives us all the answer we were looking for when he says he has not joined Judgment Day, but he will be teaming with them in War Games. Drew did it because Rhea Ripley gave him something nobody else could, and before your mind goes racing, he means Rhea gave him Jey Uso in a cage. Jey interrupts and offers Drew a yeet down, and they go to get physical, but Judgment Day come out to back up Drew. Jey's team join him, and they all get in the ring to brawl, but Adam Pearce stops the brawl. Pearce tells Cody's team they need to find a fifth member by the end of the night, and that both teams must put someone forward to fight for the War Games advantage. Backstage, Damian Priest gives Rhea credit, saying adding Drew to the team was smart business, but Priest felt the decision should have been talked about as a team. Rhea actually agrees with Captain Priest, who also puts himself forward as the one to fight in the advantage match. Rhea says they should make that decision as a team again, and that includes Drew being involved. When Drew meets up with the team, he puts himself forward for the advantage match. Eventually, Priest gives in and lets Drew have his way, with Drew complimenting Priest, saying that's excellent leadership. Cody's team now have to make their choice, but they make it knowing that Drew will be the opponent. After some deliberating, Jey Uso is selected, meaning we have our advantage match set. It's Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso. Next order of business is the fifth member. Cody says he talked to Nick Aldis, and SmackDown guys aren't off limits, and Cody has an old friend he could give a call. I wonder who that could be. Becky Lynch is here to take on Xia Li. Becky wins with the manhandle slam, but after the match, Damage Control come through the crowd to attack Becky. They get attacked from behind by Charlotte, Bianca Belair and Shotzi as the brawl kicks off again. Pearce sends security to separate the teams, which they are able to do, but it takes a great effort to keep both teams from tearing each other apart. Johnny Gargano takes on Ludwig Kaiser. Kaiser is in control until Giovanni Vinci comes to ringside, despite Kaiser telling him to stay in the back. This distracts Kaiser as Gargano hits the one final beat and pins Kaiser to win. Kaiser looks furious. Vinci does not look apologetic. He looks happy at the outcome. Shayna Baszler and Zoey Stark are chilling in the Judgment Day's clubhouse and get caught by Dom and Rhea. This is now canon that just anybody can rock up to the clubhouse. It's not some hidden base. Shayna goes face to face with Rhea but quickly leaves, while Zoey reiterates her point that Rhea is too busy with Judgment Day business and Zoey will beat her at Survivor Series. I didn't care for the segment backstage with Adam Pearce and the Women's Tag Team Champions, but Piper Niven dropped a belter reference saying disgusting. It's a Scottish thing, but if you haven't done so already, go to YouTube and search Girls Sing Cher Lloyd and click on this video. You won't be disappointed. Anyway, the result is a fatal four-way tag team match for a women's tag team title match. The participants are Natalya and Tegan Knox, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae, and Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile. Tegan Knox rolls up Maxine after a dive to pick up the win. She and Natalya will get a women's tag team championship match. Backstage, Gunther moans at the Imperium lads for squabbling. He's disappointed in Kaiser for losing, but commends Vinci's efforts despite Vinci costing Kaiser the match. Further evidence, Big Gunt doesn't watch the show. Gunther tells them to fix it as he leaves for his face-to-face with the Miz. Miz comes out first and starts to talk about respect, but gets cut off by the Ring General. Remember, Gunther will defend the Intercontinental Championship against the Miz at Survivor Series. If we are giving awards out for classy clothing, these lads win it. They're dressed to the nines tonight. They go back and forth in the mic, with Miz bigging up his own achievements in WWE, while Gunther maintains Miz doesn't belong in the Fed. Gunther goes savage mode. He says Miz was bullied in school for idolising wrestlers. Miz grew up and joined WWE only to get bullied by those idols because he doesn't belong there. He says Miz should be behind the guardrail with all the other weirdo fans. Gunther doesn't think Miz has been bullied enough, so he pushes him until Miz snaps and attacks Gunther. The champ drops Miz with a big boot and stands over him, but Miz low blows Gunther and hits a skull-crushing finale, and he stands over Gunther, championship in hand. This shows that although Miz is getting cheered, he's not above breaking the rules. Backstage, Seth Rollins gives Jey Uso a pep talk before his match with Drew McIntyre tonight. Uso yeets his way through another promo as Seth gives a disappointed look for whatever reason. Yeet. Shinsuke Nakamura takes on Chad Gable next. Nakamura rolls up Gable to win a short competitive match. Not much else to add to that. Backstage, the Judgment Day visit Drew McIntyre before the main event. Rhea tells Drew to get the advantage, to which Drew replies he's not just getting the advantage, he's going to take Jey Uso out for good. Drew arrives for the main event. Remember, we still don't know the fifth man on Cody's team. Cut backstage and Jey Uso is being hyped up by Sami and Seth. Jey leaves for the main event as Cody comes and finds Sami and Seth. They say they've had no luck finding a fifth man, but fortunately, Cody has had some luck. His old friend picked up the phone, and he is in, whoever he is. Seth and Sami celebrate, and it's main event time as Jey Uso marches to the ring to fight Drew McIntyre for the advantage. Drew tortures Jey by pushing his head against the ring post. The heel turn is brought brought out a more vicious side to Drew. Drew slings Jey Uso over the commentary table and punctuates it by saying, "That's a yeet, great gear from the Scot." Drew nails the Future Shock to pick up the win and grants his team the advantage for War Games. After the match, Rhea comes to ringside and Drew attacks Jey Uso on the floor to try and impress her. Drew takes Jey outside and strips the commentary table, looking to put Jey through it, but Jey fights back and grabs a chair. Damian Priest bulldozes Jey as the rest of Judgment Day join in the beatdown of the better Uso. Cody, Seth and Sami make the save with chairs and drive Judgment Day away with their chair shots before checking on Jey. Cody takes to the mic and teases who the partner will be. Cody says it's someone he has a legacy with, an apex predator. The crowd start chanting, "Randy, Randy," and Cody acknowledges the chant, saying, "We're not just hearing voices in our heads," and that the crowd is right. That's it, confirmed. Randy Orton will make his return to WWE at Survivor Series on Saturday and War Games. Interestingly, Jey Uso looked devastated to hear this. The last time Jey and Randy shared a ring was the May 20th, 2022 edition of SmackDown, when the Usos unified the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles. This was when Randy was written off WWE TV injured. It'll be interesting to see how they interact in the match. I understand some people criticised it because they foreshadowed the surprise, but that was done with the show's best interest at heart. Had they gone into Chicago teasing a mystery partner for it not to be CM Punk, the fans might have turned on the show, so I'm glad they confirmed it here. I just wish Randy had showed up, but logically it makes sense considering Cody phoned him 2 hours before the announcement so he couldn't get there in time. I'm buzzing for Survivor Series, and I hope you are too. Bring on the War Games! Up the War Games!